Greetings, people of Terra Firma and residents of Camp Half-Blood. My name is Fedra. This is obviously, since I said Camp Half-Blood, my Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Sea of Monsters review. I say review, it's actually an angry rant. Don't take that serious, it's not actually a review. So, yes, I'm a fan of the book, and I was a fan of the first movie. Don't shoot me, Percy Jackson fans. I was a fan of the first movie. I liked it, I enjoyed it a lot. Now, here's the part where I tell you about the movie and recommend it to people. Alright, so if you don't want spoilers, watch this part of the video, and then I'll tell you when spoilers are coming up. And then you can stop the video and watch something else. So, if you like the first movie and haven't read the books, second movie, go for it. You'll like it. Recommend it. Totally, 100%. If you haven't seen the first movie, but kind of know what the plot is, yeah, go see it. You'll probably enjoy it. It's a nice flick, and well, you might not enjoy it as much as someone who's seen the first movie. So, you know, on your own risk. If you like the books a lot and you didn't like the first movie, don't see the movie. You will hate it, and you will be angry, very angry. If you're like me and you liked the books a lot and you enjoyed the first movie a lot, you're gonna be very disappointed because you can see what they tried to do and it was a miss. So speaking of misses, I'm going to get into spoilers. The rest of the video is all spoilers. If you didn't want any spoilers, that first part was for you. So see you later, guys. Leave a comment below, like the video, whatever. Alright, so spoiler time, people. Sea of Monsters. Well, Sea of Monsters. Alright, I'm going to break this up into the acts for you. Act 1, I liked. Act 1, for me, ended when they actually went on the quest and got into the water. That's when Act 1 ended and Act 2 started. Act 2 for me was very disappointing because it could have been more drawn out and better. I didn't so much mind the changes they made, but what I did mind is their execution was off. The changes they made were good. I didn't particularly like the changes they made to the Percy and Annabeth. I like the character development more. They didn't give Clarice as much character. They just kind of said, oh, look, she's good now. Even though she wasn't really that bad to begin with. She was just kind of a jerk, but whatever. They didn't give her much of a character, and they didn't give Tyson a very good story arc. From the very beginning, he was all, I love you, Percy. You're my brother. I will save you. I will love you. And it was just kind of like, eh. So, that's the acts. Let me tell you what I do like about it, though. Cast was perfect. I don't think I would have cast this movie too much different. I like the actor who played Tyson. Forgive me again for names. Like I said, my Wolverine, the Wolverine rant. I don't do names very well, and so I don't remember these actors' names. But anyway, I did like the actor who played Tyson, but I'm not sure he was the right actor. Oh, he pulled it off splendidly, and I really enjoyed it, but I think they probably could have found a different actor. You know, not knocking him, not knocking his portrayal was great. I loved it. I believed he was it, but I just think there could have been a different actor. Nathan Fillion, perfect as Hermes. That's who I had pictured in my head when I first read the book. I said Castle should be him. He's cool. That's cool. Obviously the rest of the cast was good. Pierce Brosnan was replaced. I didn't mind that too much. I didn't actually notice it until my friend pointed it out. My friend Jared pointed it out. He's like, hey, that's not Pierce Brosnan anymore. I'm like, really? Oh, it's not. Mr. D, don't remember if he was in the first one or not. I don't think he was. But it was still pretty cool that he was in this. I liked him. There was left out of the movie, there were a lot of things left out, but those things were unnecessary. For example, the whole thing with Mr. D being mad at Chiron, I didn't really think that was... I thought that was really stupid, actually. Honestly, I thought that was a stupid point in the book, and I still think it's stupid. Mr. D, he's a jerk, but he's not stupid. He obviously knows that Chiron wouldn't poison the tree. It's idiotic. But whatever, I don't care. Yeah, and that kind of was one of the main reasons why there were no party ponies in the movie. Whatever. I didn't care about that to begin with. I know they're going to bring it back. It's going to be kind of stupid when they bring them back, because in the book, it was a good introduction to the party ponies, but I didn't really care. All right, so again, let me break down into acts. I don't want to spoil everything, right now. But so Act 1, loved, obviously, really liked it. Good portrayal of everybody. Good overall, getting it moving, getting it started. You really felt like you were in the Greek world. Didn't like the inclusion of the mist, how they included it. In the first movie, they did talk about the mist, or I think I remember them talking about the mist, and how it did separate the human world from the monster world, and stuff like, for example, the guy with the multiple hands who fist pounded Grover in DC. That guy didn't use mist. Like, clearly, people looked at him and they didn't see him having a bunch of hands. But, yet again, they saw him with a bunch of hands. But when Tyson used the mist on his eye, he didn't see the eye. It didn't make sense, is what I'm saying. And to me, it was very stupid because it just was. I mean, come on, really? I did like the fact that Grover was there at the beginning. It made more sense to me on why they went on this quest when Grover wasn't there, but it also made sense this way. I didn't really care either way. It still ended the way it ended. It was very good. So anyway, after they do that, blah, 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 they get to the Luke's ship, and that's really when it went downhill for me. I did not enjoy that. Now, I did enjoy the scenes when they were on Luke's little yacht. Okay, it's not a cruise ship. It's a yacht, people. And it really was annoying that it was a yacht. I really liked the whole aspect of the cruise ship. I thought it really set up some other stuff, that he's actually gathering an army instead he had like 6 guys. Whatever, and a monster. But whatever. That wasn't too big a deal for me. It was a big deal for some people, but not for me. So after going on the quest, they take the lifeboat, and they get to the Sea of Monsters. Okay, now here's the part we've been waiting for. The Sea of Monsters, the actual title of the book. They encounter the big monster. Oh, they get eaten. That doesn't happen in the book. But where's Clarice? Oh, there she is. Cool. They did leave out I thought, the unnecessary scene with Monster Donut. I didn't get the joke. I really didn't. I didn't understand it. I didn't think it was funny. But whatever, they let that part out, and so therefore they had to put Clarice in there somewhere else. So that was a good addition. They put her inside the belly of the beast. But then, after they busted out, it was like immediately, bam, now they're at the island with the Cyclops. What the heck just happened? I really think that if they were going to call it Sea of Monsters, they should have had them at least visit the Sirens. And they should have made it so that when they busted out, I mean, they could have easily made it so that when they busted out, the ship broke apart. If they had done that, it would have been just like in the book. Just, slightly different. And then that could have been, Percy and Annabeth were on a piece of driftwood, and they could go to the island of Circe, and then they could have gone to the Sirens, and then could have met back up with Grover and them. Okay, that's fine. I get that. I enjoy that. I understood that. What I didn't understand is why they had to immediately go to the island of Circe, which was also the island of Polyphemus in the movie, which to me was very irritating, because it's like, okay, I get it. You want the plot to move, but you missed on all his character development. Speaking of character development, they also missed out on the character of Clarice. I didn't enjoy what they did with her in the movie. I think for what it was, setting her up was okay. I thought it was a good introduction to the character, but then they had to go and make Ares appear and make her. They didn't do that. And in the book, it's really nice because they make her look very weak and very frail, and then it gives her more of an understanding of why she's angry and mean. In the first movie, they didn't actually have him fighting Ares, so it didn't make sense why she'd be mad at him, so they just made her a jerk. But whatever. I get it. Kind of. Not really. Okay, I kind of get it. So anyway, they get to the island, and it's really irritating because it's one island, and okay, yeah, they make fun of the whole amusement park thing, but they do it later, though. And I'm really afraid that because they do the whole amusement park thing here, they're not going to do the amusement park thing later in another book. And I think it's might be the next book where Percy and Annabeth are in the amusement park, and and Cupid sets up this whole thing. It's just really weird. but you know, in the tunnel of love. And I really think that here they're said, oh hey, there's an amusement park in this book. Let's put the amusement park here instead. It makes more sense for it to be here because you know we want to put Cersei on the same island, and they didn't even have Cersei in the movie, which was very annoying because I really enjoyed that part when Annabeth has to snap out of her own selfish desires and save Percy. When later Percy's the one saving her from her selfish desires instead of you know Annabeth doing it. So in the book, it's a clear message of you know you got to rely on your friends. In the movie, it's a message of still a message of rely on your friends, but it doesn't really show it. Instead, they have this scene where everybody, including Clarice, elects him leader. He's like, you know, when did I become elected leader? And everybody raises their hand, including Clarice, because they all look at her and she goes, okay, whatever. That doesn't show the power of friendship and trusting one another. It shows we're putting all our faith in you, dude. And I'm not sure how that encourages him, because I don't understand that. But anyway, they also added this whole fight with... I'm not even going to go into the battle with the Cyclops, because that was pretty good. I enjoyed that a lot. It was very true to the book. Well, it's true to the book. It was very much like I would have envisioned the fight in the book. Except because of the stuff they left out, they didn't have the fight go exactly how it does in the book. Obviously, because they left stuff out. So then what ends up happening is they have to fight Kronos, which doesn't happen until a while later. Which to me makes zero sense because it's a really big build-up. And it also now gives Luke a reason to not like Kronos, which doesn't make sense because Luke is serving Kronos. I thought it was very unnecessary. Had they not had the scene with Luke, and they just had him and Luke fight it out once they got away from the Sea of Monsters, that would have been fine. They did that. They could have had, you know, something happen where, like, Clarice comes in the warship behind them, destroys them. That would have been sweet. Or, you know, a cool scene where, like, Clarice is, like, sitting in the warship, or they're all on the beach, and they're trying to get back to Camp Half-Blood, and Luke and his army of ghouls stop them. And, like, Clarice basically fires a shot into Luke and sends him flying backwards or whatever. That would have been awesome. I would have been like, oh, yeah. And then they realize, oh, Luke's dying, and they use the fleece on him. Okay, I would have accepted that. That would have been fine. And we would have had that stupid scene of Kronos rising. That was idiotic. It was so stupid because that doesn't happen. And it basically lessens the build for later. Okay, well, they already defeated Kronos. Why didn't they worry about him again? It's idiotic. And they do add later that, yeah, Kronos is going to rise again, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. And they also changed, by the way, they did change the prophecy, so Percy's now 20 instead of 16 when the world's supposed to end. Okay, I get it, whatever. Anyway, so they get back to Camp Half-Blood, and they hail Clarice as a hero because they come to the realization that Clarice needs to be her own, which doesn't actually make sense because she doesn't act like she needs to have this quest be hers. Doesn't make sense. And Talia comes out, and yeah, everything's hunky-dory. Except what happened to Luke? Oh, well then they show Luke, and he's about to be eaten by the Cyclops. Ooh, young Half-Blood. So, obviously he escapes, but what is his motivation after this? There isn't one. Kronos doesn't take his body until later. And up until that point, Luke is a good servant of Kronos. So, all in all, I didn't enjoy the movie mainly because of its many plot holes involving the next few movies and its whole lack of understanding what the book was about. And I get it, time constraints and budget limited this movie severely. A great cast, but wasted on limited resources. Anyway, guys, my name has been Fedra. This has been Fedra Rant. I'm sorry for the long rant. I really apologize. But I would like you, if you want, can you leave me a comment in the comment section down below if you disliked the video or if you liked it? Let me know what I did wrong, what I did right, what I can do better, what you think. Because I will read every comment, unless you sit there and type in all caps. If you do that, I will not read it. If you sit there and go, Fedra, you're so stupid, blah, 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 blah happened in the book, because blah, 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 this happened, and blah, 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 blah. Look, if you're going to do that, then type it out nicely. Don't type it out in a stupid way. Come on, man. I will read it if you're being respectful. If you're not being respectful and typing in all caps and calling me stupid and gay and calling me a faggot, I'm not going to listen to you because you're stupid. Because you just want to yell at me. So if you're gonna yell at me, do it in a smart way, and I'll respond to you. I promise. I promise. I like to read your comments. I like to read your feedback, unless you're being unnecessarily rude. If you're being rude, that's fine. But if you're being unnecessarily rude, I'm not gonna fly. Guys, my name has been Fedra. This has been Fedra's angry rant on Percy Jackson and the Olympians' Sea of Monsters. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Guys, Fedra here. 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 Guys, Fedra here.